This is the all-new Hyundai i20N, the performance version of the new i20 generation. And here on Autogefuehl, we'll take you on a tour. Exterior, interior and engine and sound. Everything of that in full HD, full screen and full length. Let's go. The new i20 generation features this larger front grille, and here in the i20N there's a special design here with this, bigger dot structure. The special performance blue color, we already know it from the i30N. And there will be 6 different colors available also, but this one of course the most striking one. The headlamps now also come in full LED. And here with the interesting daytime running light, very striking design as well. Overall, the base i20 already looks sportier, and then of course the i20N here with the stronger spoiler in the lower part and the red accentuation even sportier. And talking about the front axle already, there's a mechanical differential lock also, so when you get out of the corners that you can get more power to the ground. And indeed, well, they have used, of course, the same base chassis, but then did some stiffening measures, especially here in this front area. And indeed, both front and also the rear axle, they are both different from the base i20, together, of course, with a stiffer suspension. 4.07 m or 160 inches is the length of the i20N. That's just a little bit longer than the base i20 because of the longer overhang of these more massive spoilers. Of course, you can see here in the side profile, this performance blue comes even better, and then with a contrasting black roof. And exclusively for the N version, there are also 18-inch wheels. So usually 17 would be the biggest alloy, and here then 18-inch wheels together with the red brake calipers, and of course also bigger brake disc for more braking performance. And once again, styling element, a stronger side skirt here with this red stripe, so you more have this, once again, aggressive look together with this separate wing right here that you definitely get a little bit more downforce there. For example, when being on the Nürburgring Nordschleife, where this car was also developed at. A little tricky to get a rear perspective here in our studio setup, but you can see here there is the reflector stripe in the middle part and then the LED on the outside parts, but definitely it almost gives a light strip that goes all the way through visually, depending on how the sunlight is on the outside. Then you have the N logo right there. And of course, special, once again, the big diffuser in the lower part together with the performance exhaust. And when you look on the inside, there's a special exhaust valve on the inside that then opens depending on the RPM situation and so on for better sound. Under the hood, there's the new second generation of the 1.6-liter turbo petrol engine, 4-cylinder, 204 horsepower and 275 Newton-meters of torque. And the acceleration figure to 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour is 6.7 seconds. Front wheel driven only, but as I said, also with a limited slip differential in the front to get more power to the ground or in a more controlled way. Of course, later in a driving scenario, which we will present you later on, we will also test this thing then today, the static review. So this here on the right side is the normal i20 key fob, and this is here the one for the i20N, here also with the N logo at the back part. And keyless entry is also here with the button open and close and door closing sound. Very solid, I like that, also counts for the normal i20. Then hard pack here at the top part. Soft touch leather red here, however, and also good quality of the door handles and so on. Optional Bose sound system. which is actually quite nice. We tested in normal i20 already. Then the sporty version here with the aluminum pedals. Dashboard is also hardback, but has a nice structure to it. A special steering wheel. This is really different, more reminds of the i30. And then you have volume control here, right side then for the digital instruments, and then special N buttons. Left side for normal, sport and eco mode, right side for the N or the custom mode. So this would be like pressing this and then you get in the sportiest mode, but meanwhile we can also individualize it a little bit more. And then there's this ref button. There you activate the ref matching, like the we could do that manually also, theoretically, like with the heel and toe. But when you activate it, for example, and go from third gear to second gear, you have this throttle blip in between, this ref matching function. It always is a cool, sporty function. Not only for show, it really also has an effect, definitely. So, and then get these performance seats. They have more shoulder support, inside fabric, outside leatherette, and especially more support here. They look, of course, a little bit cooler, a little bit sportier, and also with the integrated head restraint right here. And they are also standard here for the N version. But the question is, or maybe just looking cool? Are they still comfortable? That's always the thing. So sometimes they only look cool, but here, from first test seating here, they make a very good impression also. 1m86 or 6'1", and I still also have enough headroom and so on. The only thing is that the head restraint is not like laid out for the tallest people. You see it here. So like my neck is more at the head restraint. So like when I think about like a crash and with whiplash or something, that could not be high enough, It's not that it's not uncomfortable, just for safety reasons or so. That should be a little bit higher than for tall people. But you can also, when you have the integrated head restraint, you have to set it on a certain height, definitely. But other than that, it is sporty. It keeps you tighter, definitely. But still, for my first impression, still delivers you comfort. Steering wheel here with a manual setup. And out a little bit strong, but it's also a prototype model. Up and down and so on. And again, these special buttons are of course really fancy. Digital instruments all over the place, at least in this top setup here. A normal i20 would also get analog gauges on the left. It's not sure at the recording of the video how the setup is from the market specifications for this very vehicle. So this is here 2 times 10.25 inch, left and right. On the right side there's also a smaller 8-inch screen basically, but here then also the top screen for today. Interior overview, totally new for this generation. A lot of material mix here with, more glossy finish than the structure here, than the vertical fins and so on. Steering wheel here again with a good grip, good size as well. Sumo deals to both of these screens. Then you can see here there are some capacitive buttons at this GPS system and so on. So no real buttons, but here still a real volume knob. Again, Sumo deals with the instruments. In the lower part here, manual climate unit, so easy to control also while driving, so that's a good thing. Also here with the AC knob. In the lower part, you connect your phone, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or charge it, 12-volt power supply, and so on. And then seat heating lower part and this shifting lever here, manual gearbox, 6-speed, only manual gearbox available for the i20N. The i30N meanwhile also available with the dual clutch transmission, but this one here they decided just to go for the manual gearbox. Again, you can have the ref matching here as function. Reverse would be like this, but overall actually quite nice grip for it and a sporty design as well. And manual handbrake, you need that here, right? Here the i20N also gets these special performance gauges like a G-force meter, for example, and you can also check out your torque rate and power and so on. Not sure if you want to play around with that a little bit more and so on. Other than that, there's a base main menu, looks like this, and the GPS map is also actually quite good to control, pinch and zoom and so on. Not the most modern one, but you get along. And then the Apple CarPlay integration looks like this, would also be the same for the Android Auto. And the actual sound system here, the Bose sound system, is pretty pleasant here for the small car segment. So indeed, I can recommend all music lovers to go for that. And here once again in the N mode, that's where you get these special gauges also with the performance timer. Digital instruments, they're very clear to read. They do not flicker for human eye, just here on camera at the moment. And it's a prototype model, by the way. Therefore, I guess when you go to the N mode, they will also have the sporty gauges and or custom mode, or then also the different drive modes you can select here at the steering wheel. Because this is the normal i20 normal mode view, I also expect then more like these red sportier gauges in the final model. You can also check it out in our normal i20 review. And here lap timer and G-force meter and special sports gauges you can also have in the instruments. Let's check out the rear compartment. And you see it might be a little bit different because of the performance seats. Hard pack here inside, but also seat heating is optionally available. That's really nice. And you also have the contrast stitches look for the rear bench. And since this new i20 generation has a little bit longer wheelbase, you also have a little bit more legroom. And if we compare it to the normal seats, it's actually not too much of a difference, because both with the normal seats and also here with the sporty seat, they're a little bit more voluminous here, but there has no real effect on the legroom. So you fit in this car with 4 tall adults, no problem. Also headroom is okay, and I mean, small car segment, that's really cool. And even in the middle part here, you can also, have like a, shorter way or something. And in the lower middle console, USB-A charger, again a nice fabric surface here for all of the seats, ISOFIX at the outside part, and you see I also have this sporty look in here with a leatherette on the outside. Trunk area, let's open it right here, and it's a very well usable small vehicle, indeed good square dimensions, or it's about 1 meter in width right here. Underneath, because there's no MHEV system for this engine, you have some more storage there. I think it's quite good to split it, because then there's not like this kind of a high loading still, but you can also remove that if you like. And also fold the seats, either reach over here, it's a little bit tricky, or then go around, do it from rear compartment in a 1/3, 2/3 split. Well, and if you wanted more extreme and 290 horsepower and all-wheel drive, this one here is the i20N Rally 2. They also do this customer racing program, and of course you also know the involvement in the World Rally Championship. Here, of course, with the more massive and more basic front grille, and of course even lower, more aggressive, and definitely with all-wheel drive and all the additional horsepower. That's the real racing machine then. Of course, the normal i20N we've shown to you today, that's the one an ordinary customer with a little bit, sporty approach would buy. And now to our conclusion for today with the Hyundai i20N, this new performance version of the new generation Hyundai i20. Already the sporty look has been enhanced in this new generation. Here in the N version, even more of that, especially with this performance blue color. And I think it fits very well to the car, especially with this new front grille right there. The interior is a solid build quality, also more digitalization with these 2 big screens, if you like. And interesting also with the performance buttons right there. And really cool sport seat with the integrated head restraints. The normal base seats in the i20 were already quite cool. These, of course, have better visual appearance, and they're actually quite comfortable as for our first impression. This car has a very good package, so although you have a small performance vehicle, you can have a lot of space on the inside, both for passengers and also okay for the luggage compartment and so on. Driving-wise, will be very interesting to hit this 6-speed manual gearbox, and especially with this rev matching function that will be a little bit more fun even when shifting down especially. I think my favorite one is always when going like from 3rd to 2nd gear or something, so we'll see about the performance right there. So stay tuned when we also will present you the driving review of the i20N. I hope you enjoyed our tour for today. See you next time.